Hi everybody, as promised, here's a tutorial for these earrings, which I thought would go really, actually quite nicely with my little ring that I made on the bracelet. This one's actually an ankle bracelet, but I did bracelets as well. Yeah, I thought the earrings would go really nice with that and with the ring. So yeah, right, I've decided purple and yellow. It's brick stitch on the top with a little bit of ladder stitch to start, and then your tassels, and that's it. So if you don't know how to do brick stitch or ladder stitch, I'll try and make it so that a beginner could follow. We'll see how we get on. Right, so we zoom in a bit. Let's move these back a bit. And we're going to start off with the ladder stitch, which is so simple. So simple. So I'll try and make it all beginner friendly. Right, I've got my £6 file line. So we're going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of your green beads. Hopefully this is easy enough to follow if you're a learner. I've done a wingspan, a full wingspan of thread, and I'm going to leave about a 4 or 5 inch tail so I can sew it in at the end. I don't like to knot. Morning. It's my daughter coming in. She's staying with me at the minute. We've got a caravan on the front drive, so she's just come in. Right, so there, they sit side by side. I'm going to go back down this one. Sorry. So you're coming out of here. I'm going to go down this row. And then crack up here, just to secure that first couple of beads so they're not wonky. Go all the way around it like that. And then flip it this way. Coming out the top here with our thread. Now all we're going to do is just simply going up and down like that, adding, hence it's called ladder stitch. Just adding our beads, and this is 3 drop ladder stitch. So each time we're going to pick up 3, except that first one where we do the 2 lots of 3. So here on in we're just adding 3 beads. Like so, and then go back down the beads you just added. That's all there is to it. I'm assuming that most people attempting this project will already know these stitches, but if you don't, that's how it's done. So I'm coming out the bottom, take another 3, and this time in the top. So we're literally weaving up and down. Very simple stitch. And down. Oops, I've caught my tail, look. Careful not to catch your tail. And pull. There we go. Simple as that. There are out there online many videos on the stitches, the basic stitches. So if you want to learn any basic stitches, you can go ahead and watch one of those. I might make a playlist of basic stitches eventually. But there's so many already out there, you know, you don't want to just put stuff out there that everybody's already done. So right, back up, coming out the top, go in the bottom. And that's all there is to it. So then back down the beads you just added. I'm going to flip it to make it easier. Of course, it's always easier when you don't have a camera in between you and the beads. There. So continue with your ladder stitch until you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 11 of these little columns of 3. So coming out the top, go in the bottom. Oh, I just knocked the painting over. And then back down the beads you went up. Easy as that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going till I've got my 11 sets of 3, and meet me back when you've got 11. Right, once we've got our 11, we can start working on our pattern. I've done mine, and I don't have an actual pattern, I haven't made one. I just made the earring, and then I used the earring to make the second one. But you can get, I'll just quickly show you, you can order this online, paper. So once you've designed something, you can draw it out, and then you can keep the pattern and use it again and again and again. And these you can get the 11 drop, 7 wide, sorry, not 11 drop, width. You know, different ones, 9 beads wide. You can get all sorts, 15 beads wide. So you can make up your own patterns, which I like to do. So they can come in handy. You can order those online. Right, so now we're starting on our colour. This one was obviously white, but we're going to be doing purple. So for our first stitch, we're going to take 2 of our purple beads. Let's move these out of the way. We're going to take 2 of our purple, and we're going to go through the first thread bridge. If you haven't done brick stitch before, you don't go through the beads, you go through these threads between the beads. So through the first thread bridge, let's just get that out of the way. See how the 2 beads just sit, and then go back up this bead on the inside here, back up through that one. That's your brick stitch. Just, oh, I've gone up through the wrong one, haven't I? That one's come off, yep. Oops, right, sorry. Must have slipped out the thread bridge. There we go, right, through the thread bridge. These things happen. And then back up through that first bead. There you go, you've got a repeat of the first stitch. There you go, so now coming up this bead here. And then we're just going to keep our brick stitch all the way along. So we need 3 greens. I'm going to assume you know how to do brick stitch, and if not, same again, you can go on one of these tutorials that teach you the basic stitch. It's really easy, you just go through the thread bridge and then back up the bead you just added, like so. So yeah, you want 3 greens. Green close enough, like so. Yeah, but I'm just following this earring. So then we want the flower in the middle. So we want 2 of our purples. Oops. Flying around all over the place. Oh look, my tail's this end, hang on. Just gonna get rid of my tail to the other side so it's not in my way. I'll sew them in later. Sew that tail end in when we're finished. There we go. Right, that's out my way now. Oops. And a second purple. And then 3 more grains. Be going a little bit closer, couldn't we? 1, 2, tangle. Damn tail thread. And turn it too tight. 3. That's your 3rd grain. And then 2 more purples. So we've only got 1 thread bridge left. They're both, the end beads are going to go through that last thread bridge. So 1 purple. And the second purple through that same thread bridge, because we want a slight overhang on these. We don't want them to go in, we want them to slightly stick out, protrude over the edge here. And then back up that last one we just added. Excuse me. It's obviously early here. There, so that's your first row. We're going to flip our work over, like so, and onto the second row. So now we want, for our first stitch, we're going to add 2 again. We don't add 2 on every first stitch, only on some. So we're going to have a purple and a yellow. And we're going to go through that first thread bridge there. And you see our little flowers will start coming together now. And back up the yellow. Like so. And we're going to add another purple. Like so. Back up through the purple. And then we're going to now add our green. So this time should be 2 greens. Hopefully my dog won't start barking or licking or chewing. He usually does. Try to ruin my YouTube videos. And then we want purple, or whatever colour you're doing. You could have a red flower or a white flower like the original pair. Whatever's your main colour. And then your middle colour, which mine is yellow. So you can actually do these any colour you want. Doesn't have to be the same colours as me. I'm going to experiment and make a few different pairs with different colours and maybe some different styles. Maybe some longer drop earrings as well, because a lot of people like the long ones. But these ones are a lot shorter than the other fringed earrings I've made. A couple of people have said to me, have you got any shorter ones? Because I guess, you know, not everybody likes big long dangly earrings that come way down here. So yeah, it just depends what you like. I'm going to try a few different styles with the flower top, you know, and incorporating that flowery thing in the top of the brick stitch, because I love it. I think it looks really cute, very effective, very summery. And like I said, the inspiration for me at the moment is my garden. It's where I've been spending all my time. I've got a new flower bed put in, and I got donated a load of flowers that were being thrown away. Excess to requirement. And they're beautiful, there's loads of them. So I said, yes please, I'll have those. And I now have a huge new flower bed full of beautiful flowers. They were all a bit limp and dying, but they're all coming to life and looking gorgeous. So, right, so you've done your 2 purple, green beads after your flower. Let's just make this sit straight. That's better. And now we're going to do purple. And again, we're going to be left with 1 thread bridge, which we're going to share between 2 beads. If you put, you know, that gives you the overhang, you see, if you put 2 in one, or 2 at the beginning in the first one. So then the yellow for your flower. Oops. Flower middle, sorry. Oops. Yeah, don't do that. And if you do, don't pull hard, because it will turn into a knot. Right, so I did my yellow. It's coming together now. You can start to see the flowers forming, can't you? And let's do another purple in that same stitch. It's a bit fiddly, but you'll get it. It's not too hard. It will just naturally sit next to it, look. You can do this with delicas as well. Obviously they come out a bit smaller when you do them with delicas. I like the delicas, but I do love my seed beads as well. And I've got a lot more of these than I have of delicas, so I've got more option of colours. There you go, that's your next row. Right. So, you can see, can't you, that's that bit. And we're going to add this row here. And this time we don't want the overhang, we want it to sit back in slightly, so this time we're just going to do one at the beginning instead of two. One bead through that first thread bridge. So then we won't get the overhang that we do if we put two through the first thread bridge, or two through the, you can see now it doesn't have the overhang, it's sitting slightly in and those ones are out. So that's the difference between 1 and 2 beads in that first thread bridge. From the next thread bridge, another purple. And we've got our first flower. There we go. And then green. Can't count how many times I've stabbed my finger. So, and another green. If you're familiar with brick stitch and whatnot, you can just bead along with me. If not, you can stop and, you know, pause and go back to where, you know, you can catch up. Third, green. Yeah, just keep pausing if you can't keep up. But, if not, you can bead along. Another purple. What have I done there? I've not gone through 2 beads. I don't think I've joined those beads on the last round properly. Hang on, I can't see what I've done here. Through this thread bridge, yeah. It's slightly wonky, that one. It's alright, it'll straighten up. Don't think I've done anything wrong. It's just a bit wonky there. And 2 green. Tangling myself up this end. Sorry, 3 green, not 2. 1, 2. This is the second one, isn't it? There we go. Back for your bead. Like you just added. I find brick stitch very rhythmic and quite simple. A bit like poti stitch, I find the same. I really enjoy both. And it's the sort of thing you can put down and come back to. Alright, then 2 more purple. Just like that. go. It's our first row of flowers. Give it a good tug. Pull that tight. That's the first row of flowers. Let's flip our work over and go to the next row. Right, and for this row, we need to come in. So we've got this row here, look. Now we need to come into here. So we're going to go down through this bead here. Oh, these two, look. Down through those two of the flower. So I've gone down through these two here, sorry. Now I'm going to go up. Next one. And the next one. Come around that flower. And out through the green one. You want to come out through this green one. So I was coming out of here, I've gone down through that one, round the flower, up out of that one, and up through the green. And then we start our next flower. So we take 2 purple, and go through our first thread bridge, which is going to be this one here between the 2 green. So we're coming out of this first green here, so you want to go between this one and the one beside it. Pop that down. And back up through that second purple without catching your tail thread. Give that a tug. See, that's going to sit inwards. And then we want green all the way across this row until we get to here. Oops. Pull that a bit hard in the wrong direction. Always pull the direction you want your beads to sit. I.e., if you want to sit straight, pull upwards, not that way, don't pull that way, not at an angle. So when you pull it, tug it directly up. Because if you give it a hard, oh look, I've got 2 stuck together there. Yeah, if you give it a hard yank to the side, it's going to pull the bead that way, so you want to straight up, give it a tug. And just continue to the end, one end in between those two with your green. It's very overcast today, no sunshine. Quite frankly, it's a relief from the heat. So Everything in the garden's absolutely struggling. Right, so now we're in between these two. Gonna do our purples. So one purple here. Yeah, it's nice to get some relief from the heat. Shame we haven't had any rain here because my garden is struggling. Even the trees are limp. It's not good. I've got lots of bright tomatoes though today. And there you go, that's your next row, beginning of your flowers. I'm going to flip our work and do the, see me here like. There, like that. So, we're going to add our next row. Now this time we want it to hang over the edge of these two, so we're going to add 2 beads to that first thread bridge to make our petals stick out there. And 2. There goes my dog. Maybe someone coming to my door. Yeah, hang on guys, I will be right back with you. Okay, let's see what we can get done with now I've got a 1-year-old in the house. So depending on how noisy and demanding he gets. Right, so we've done the purple and the yellow, the first 2 in that first thread bridge. Then we want another purple. Yeah, I might have to take a pause and come back to this at a later point in the day. We will see. This is why videos don't get out on time, because real life happens. Right, then we want some green. Just continuing in your brick stitch. You can hear him in the background, can't you? I think I'm going to have to finish this row and then come back when he takes his nap. On the granny on the go. I've got my daughter and her 3 sons been staying here. Age 4, 11 and 13. So that's been nice. Don't know if anybody saw the video, but Finley is only 11. He made a beautiful beaded wolf bracelet on the loom. And then we're going, I need to stop yapping so I can focus, don't I? And then we want 1, 2, 3 there. So yeah, we only want 3, I think. Keep the green. Do we? We're on the middle row. Middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 green. Yeah, when you make a design, it is a good idea to get it down on a piece of that graph paper, and then you've got the pattern forever. I mean, you don't have to, you can just follow. I mean, I wing it sometimes and just make things, you know, experiment, try them as I go along. So same with these earrings, I don't have a pattern, I just made the first one. And in fact, I made it more than once. I did it in slightly different colours to start with. And I didn't like it, so I took it apart and started again. And ended up with this one that I've finally done. So yeah, I will get that pattern down on paper at some point. So then I've got it forever. But right now I'm just going off the other pair of earrings I already made. There we go, 2 through the last thread bridge. And then that makes the petals stick out, see? We're getting there. Right, next row, and this time we don't want the row to jut out. We want our flower petals here, so we're just doing one through this first thread bridge this time instead of two. Do not want it protruding out. So up, back up through there. I mean, I think the basic principle of this is really quite simple, but it's fiddly and it's getting your tension right and, you know, remembering which stitch you're on for the start. There's Todd getting a bit noisy in the background there. I'm going to have to go and... He's in the playpen with a bunch of toys, so he can't get into any mischief. He quite likes a little play in his playpen, but once he gets fed up with it, that's it. Time's up. He's with me this morning for a bit while his mum goes to work. It's a very easy baby to look after. Just gave him his breakfast. And a cuddle and a little play, and now he's in his playpen. I'm sorry about the dog barking there. As you can hear, he's a big dog. You wouldn't want to be a burglar coming to my door, would you? Not at all. Alright, I'm going to get to the end of this row. And then I will possibly have to go and attend to this baby, we'll see. So yeah, greens in the middle, and then the purple, and another purple. Right, there we go. That's your first two sets of flowers, as you can see from this one, look. Yeah. It's a little bit tight down here. I don't know if I've done it a bit. That's alright. Seems a bit tight on the ladder stitch, like I've pulled it in tight. I'm sure that'll be fine. Right, so there, that's as far as we've got, and then we'll be on that row there. So again, we want to go down this flower petal here. We're coming out of here, the top, we go down that next one. And the next one, just going around this flower, look. Then up these two purple ones. That one. And then the next one. And then up through this green here. So all we've done is take our thread from this top bead, round, down, down, cross, up, up, so we're coming up the green. Because we need it to go up to a point. So, and at the same time we need the flowers to hang out over the edge. So right, now we're back onto this one. We need two on the first thread bridge, which is going to be the one between this green one you're coming out of and the next green one, like so. Got caught on a needle. And then up through that second purple, just like so. I've got a needle in my mat and it keeps catching. I'm just going to move it. Right. Then you want one green. Two green. One purple. It's much easier when it's a symmetrical pattern and you're doing the same from side to side than it is when it's an odd pattern. Like those swirly 70s earrings that I did. Retro looking things, they were really cool earrings but really hard to do the pattern. Right, so there we go, we've stepped up to there. See it growing. And now this time we do want it to overhang, so this is where we add two on the first row. So this time it's going to be a yellow and a purple through the first thread bridge, both beads. So we want that overhang, remember. So then up through the yellow. Pull tight. And there you have, see it's got that little overhang there. So the next one is a purple. We're almost to the top. And then it's just the tassels after this. You see what I mean about how it's fiddly, but it is, you know, the basic principle is actually quite a simple, it's not complex, but it is fiddly. Oops. And the green. And once I've got the top done, the rest is plain sailing. And then we want purple in there. Got some musical accompaniment in the background there from my grandson and his playpen. I had lots of ripe tomatoes this morning, which was nice. Right, then this one goes through that same thread bridge. Yeah, I had tomatoes for my breakfast, just went round the garden like a little goat grazing for anything ripe. Had some tayberries and tomatoes. Wow, I do like the purple, it's really nice. Right, next row. You don't want the overhang this time, so it's one in the thread bridge, which was nice and tight. Two purple. Oh, why have I done two? I want one, don't I? Shoot, sorry. Not focusing, not concentrating. Let's get back out through there. We don't want the overhang, so it's one. Sorry guys, teaching you how to do it wrong. That's why you have to focus. Right, so just want one. Sorry, not two. Right, one purple. Pick up one purple and go through that first thread bridge. That's more like it. And another purple. next thread bridge. And 2 purple in the middle, which is going to be our top flower. Be our very top one. Almost there. Lovely feeling when you get to the end. I love that feeling. So it's purple all the way along on this row basically. Just do a whole row of purple. Put 1 thread bridge, 1 bead. And this one, not the other way around. And there we go. So now, thus far, looking good, huh? Looking very good. So you like, so that's the line there. There you go. So now, we want to be coming up through this bead here. So same again. We take this one, we go down, sorry, coming up the top thread hole here, we go down through this one, down through the next one, in that flower, then up through these 2. 1, 2. You're working in diagonals, then up through that purple. No. Up through. That one. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, that one there. Through that one there. The top 2 beads of this flower come through that inner one. And then you want purple. Is that right? We just check. Coming through. Second. Yeah. So you want purple. I'm going to try and, like I said, I don't have a pattern, so I've got to figure it out from what I made up, which isn't so easy as having a pattern. Yellow. And purple. So you want those to sit in the middle, so yeah. So, and flip it around, and then we've got our last 2 beads on the flower, which is 1 in this one, and then 1 in the thread bridge beside it. That's it. And then we've got to add our thread protector, or if you don't have thread protectors, or wire protector, or whatever they're called, you can just take 6 beads, loop them round, go back in here, and just use beads as your loop. I've got my wire protectors somewhere. I thought I had them out ready on the tray. Oh, I have, yeah, there they are. Right, there's my wire protectors. So we're going to go. These are really easy to use. Zoom you in a bit. It's the wire protector. It's got a hole each side, but it's got a groove here. So I'm going to add beads in that groove. Just zoom back out a tiny bit. So yeah, I'm coming out with this left-hand top bead. So I'm going to go in through this wire protector like so. I might just join it first actually and go back through the other hole and down like so, and pull that thread so it sits in the top of here, look, like so, and then go back up this one, back up that purple bead, and then back up the thread protector, it's a bit fiddly to get in there, but once you're in, you're in. Oh goodness, can't get in there. That's it. So back up your thread protector. And then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 20, 15 OC beads. And then back down through there and through the purple. And they should all just sit. There you go. It does make the thread protector look a bit prettier because I think they're a bit, you know, ugly on their own. So, and then back up, and I'm just going to go back through these beads one more time, just to strengthen it, make it nice and strong. So this is a bit that's going to be dangling from your ear. Back through those 15 O-seed beads, like so, and back down the thread protector. So you can go through that, strengthening up as many times as you think it will go. I'm just going to leave it there because obviously time is of the essence. And then I'm going to put a tiny knot. No, I'm going to go further down before I do a knot actually. So we're going to go down through some of these beads. I'm going to go down through that one. Basically now all you're doing is tying up your thread. So you want to make a couple of small knots along the way. And given it it's an earring and not a necklace or an ankle bracelet, you don't need too many. There's not an awful lot of tug on that. So yeah, just do your knots, take your thread down a few times at an angle, and then you can even go back up, and you need less knots if you do that. Go across and back up. And you know that thread's not going anywhere. Right, so that's the top piece. So then I'm just going to take a needle, attach it to this tail end and weave it up through there. Where's my needle? weave that tail thread back up through these, up here, and then probably back down again and cut it here. So that's all you've got to do now is weave in your tail thread, and then we'll go ahead and add the tassels. So if you got this far, well done. Yeah, we're almost there now. The tassels don't take that long. It's not too complicated either. It's, like I say, quite a simple pattern. So yeah, yeah, and meet me back when you've got this far, and then we'll start on the tassels. Okay, so the baby's asleep. He's had his lunch. We've been for a stroll in the buggy, and he's now having a nap. So hopefully we can get this finished. I've gone ahead and woven my end back in, and yeah, we're just going to do the tassels. So let's have a little zoom down. That should be close enough for you guys, I reckon. Too close, is it? Right, so we're going to start off doing our tails. So I'm going to start by adding this thread. I've used about a wingspan, and for this bit again I have used the dragon thread, because it's nice and flimsy, so you get that movement on your tassels. Don't want to use your £6 file line for your tassels, only for the top piece of brick stitch. Right, so I'm gonna tie a little knot here. See, I've gone through the thread bridge, look. I'm gonna make a knot. And my hands are a bit, I'll show you. Hang on. My phone doesn't want to do this, that's it. Don't know if you can see how misshapen that one is. This one here, and it doesn't go straight. It's arthritis, and this finger here bends inwards. So it makes them quite painful. So I can't sometimes tug on the thread. So if you think I'm a bit nuts getting hold of the thread with my pliers, that's the reason why I'm doing it, because I find it hard to grip and pull with this right hand here. So yeah, and then pop the knot down inside that bead. There we go, like so. And then we're going to weave down so that we are coming up here. So basically I'm just going to go down these beads. Let's go down this green one first, down through there. That knot should pull down through once we've... It should be hidden anyway, you shouldn't see that knot. There you go, you can't see the knot at all. And then I'm going to go down through these two purple. I'll cut that off in a minute. Before I go through the second purple, I'm going to add another knot, because the last thing we want is our tassels to fall off of our earrings. So I'm going through that thread bridge there. And make a second knot. Just pass your needle through nice and gently. Don't want to pull too hard. And so. And then through the purple. So I think 2 knots will be enough. It's not like it's taking a lot of pressure. They're just going to be dangling there. And then down through these 3 on the end. For some reason it's not wanting to go. I must be going through at a funny angle. There you go. So down through those 3. And I haven't got my thread zapper down here, so I will just use scissors. Put them well out of the way, otherwise my thread catches in my scissors and thread zappers and pliers and everything else. So I'll try and keep everything else away from my mat. Right, so now we go on to the legs, the dangly bits. So we're going to take 15 green, 1, 2, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 15. 15 greens. Slide them down. And now we're going to make the flower on the end of the tassels. So we want 1 purple, 1 yellow, and 3 purple. 1, 2, 3. 1 yellow, 1 purple, 1 purple, 1 yellow, 3 purple. Slide them down. Right, and then we're going to go, I'm going to try and hold that thread nice and tight. Keep your tension. And then I'm going to go back up through just the purple bead. Like so. And then you've got like half a flower. And then I'm going to pick up 3 more. 1, 2, 3 more purple beads. And then I'm going to go up the yellow and the purple. The yellow and the purple only. Trying to keep your tension and give that one a little tug, just to make sure it stays tight. And then pull those round. Oops. Did I tangle that up now? No, that's fine. There you go. And it looks a bit wonky, but we've got to go round it now. So, checking all the time to make sure there's no gap, because it can be too late when you've gone round. So, give it a nice tug, make sure it's tight. So we're coming out of this purple here. And we're going to go down through these 2. Up through the next 2. Just follow it round. Up through the next 2. And then we're back round to this one, and we're going to go up that last purple bead that's above the yellow one. There. Yeah, and then up through your greens. If you can't do it all in one go, you can come up halfway through and just come out there and then purl and carry on. I'm going to try do it all in one. There you go. And then up through the 3 on your base, like so. And pull. There you have a flower. One flower. And then I'm going to go back down, but what I'll do is I'll take this leg, so see how it's stiff, and I'm going to bend it like so, and that way you'll have enough gap to have some motion. You don't want it to be too tight, so bend it down. That's what I do. And go down your next row of 3. Make sure it's through all your 3 beads. And come back down. All the time holding that little leg nice and tight. pull down and give it a hard tug. And that should be secure. And you should have, yeah, motion in your little leg. Right, so that's the first one done. And the first flower. Flower looks a bit, oh, it looks fine. Right, and then the next one, we're going to do 12 green. 3. 11, 12. So we got 12. Yeah, 12 there. 12 beads for the next leg. And then we're going to take a purple, a yellow, 3 purple, and take those down. And we're going to do the same as we've just done, another flower. So we're going to go back up through the purple, like so. I'm going to pinch that so it doesn't go the wrong way around. It doesn't want to curl, but that's alright, just give it a little bit of help. Pull that around like so. There you go. And then we're going to pick up another 3. And then this time we're going to come back up through the yellow and the purple. So go in this yellow here and the purple. And then pull through, and that's going to be the other side of your flower. Yeah. Give it a bit of a tug. Now let's check our tail, make sure we don't have a big gap here, which we haven't, so it's perfect. So once we've been round, we won't be able to tighten it up. So we're coming up here, we're going to go down these 2. Oops. Down the next 2. And through the next 2, so we've gone all the way around the flower. Now we're going to go up that last petal, or last bead, which is above the yellow, like so, and up through your greens. If you can get them in one, all well and good. If not, you can do them a bit at a time, and up through the green, like so. Give it a pull. And a tug, there we go, that's your second tassel. I'm going to go back around here, and again, this time we're going to bend both of them, so that we've got a nice little space there. And down through the next column of 3. Got tangled now. I go too fast. Slow, 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 there's no rush. Alright, there we go. And again, check you've got some movement there, which we have. Not too much movement. I think we don't want none either. There we go. Perfect. Give it a little fiddle till you're happy with it. Right, and then the next one. This one we're going to pick up 15 again, I believe. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, clean on your needle. Pull those down. Like so. And then we're going to take a purple, a yellow, and 3 purple. And we're going to do another flower. So again, try and keep that tension. Go back up through that purple bead. It does help if you pinch your beads like that and hold them in place. Hold them in place, so you want that curl to go around the right way. It's not going to do it, yes it is. There, that's it. Like so, and then pick up another 3 purples. I've smudged my beads into each other. Right, 3 purples, and then we're going to go back up the yellow and the purple, like so. Make sure that tension's nice and tight. Pull that needle through, and there we go, that's your rough flower. Now, looks wonky, doesn't it? Doesn't matter. Go back down the first 2 purple. So if we're coming out of this bead here, go down these 2. Like so. Give that turn a tug. Make sure it's nice and tight. Keep your tension good. Up the next 2. It's a reasonably tight tension. Obviously, don't want it too tight, but you don't want a gap in the top of that tassel. And then up through those 2. So you're just going all the way around the flower till you come back to the top bead, which sits above the yellow, so you can't really miss where you're going to be ending up. So go through that bead above your yellow, and then all the way up. Like so. And there we go. And this one is symmetrical, so we come to a middle point, which is here, and then it's working exactly the same. Oh, sorry, middle point here, and then everything we've worked this side will be exactly the same in the opposite, going that way. So I don't know, maybe I can stop there and let you do that side, depends. I don't know what's better. I don't want to make the video too long and too boring and too, you know, obvious when you get to that bit. It's not, you know, it's plain sailing really, so maybe for the sake of not wasting everyone's time and making my video too long, I could go to the middle and then you could take it from there and come back and show you at the end. I don't know. Or I'll just do it on maybe a time-lapse fast. Right, there you go. So that's your 15, your 12, your 15. And then another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. So you've got 12. Just check, always give them a count and check. So you've double counted. You know you can't go wrong. It's a bit late once you've woven it all up like this, if you've added too many or not enough. So 12. And then we're going to take a purple, a yellow, and 3 purple. Pull it down like that. Go through that first purple at the top, pinch, pinch that all into place, and pick another 3 of your purple, and go back up through the yellow and the purple this time, like so. Right, you get to see it 2 more times because then we'll reach the middle spot. So if you're not quite down with the flowers yet, I'll do 2 more with you before we go on super fast. Right, there we go. Next, down through the next 2. Baby's having a lovely nap after his lunch. He had courgette from the garden, which was baked with garlic and cheese. Up through your next 2, and potato, and cabbage, and he loved it. He's having a nice nap, letting Nanny get on with her beading. Yay! This was supposed to be put up last night, but yeah, real life happens. People knock on the door, dogs and kids and things happen. So I didn't get out on time, so I'm trying to get it finished while he's napping. Right up through that middle bead here, just the purple. And then all the way up that leg, or tassel. I call them legs, tassels, legs. Making sure it's gone all the way through, you know, all your beads. There's no needle on the edge. There you go, that's your another flower done. And then again, always bend them all over, just helps me not tangle my thread up in my my little leg things as well. Back down, give it a tug, make sure you've got some motion. Yeah, there's motion. Alright, and then this time we're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 10 this time. Scooch it down. Nearly halfway. 1 more row after this and we're halfway. So now here's the flower again. We've got 2 more I'm going to do with you, and then you're on your own to do the other side, yeah? So we need 3, the other side of the yellow. Okay, so scooch down your 1 purple, 1 yellow, 3 purple, and get some nice tension going there. Nice and tight. Up through the purple bead and pull. And there you've got half a flower. Then we're going to take 1, 2, 3 purple, and we're going to go back down. Oh no, we're not. Sorry. No, we're going up through these 2. We're not going round yet. Up through the yellow and the purple. Nearly confused you there, didn't I? Confused myself. My mind is wandering. Right, pull that down. Like so, yeah. Right, now, this is where we go down. Down through the first 2 of what's going to be your petals. Up through these 2. They're a bit wonky till you've gone round them, but that's fine. Through these 2. And back up. this one. I don't know if this one's going to be a bit loose. I hope not. And through all the greens. You don't have to go up through them all at once. You can do them a bit at a time if you want. I've gone through all of them together this time. Just pop those petals into place. I think I've done something wrong on that flower. It doesn't seem to be sitting quite straight. Why not? I've got two beads mixed up. That should be. Done something to that flower. Hang on a minute. Alright, I'll move it back to that point where I was halfway through. So, and then you add your 3, and then back up the yellow and the purple. Don't quite know what I did wrong there, but I somehow wove it wrong, and it wasn't sitting right, so I unpicked it. There you go. That's more like it there. That's better. Don't know what I did wrong there. Did something wrong. It wasn't sitting right. No, I think it's going to be a bit loose. I don't know. I hope not. Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and finish it. Hopefully it won't be loose. If it is, for the purposes of this video not being too long, we will have to take it as it is. Right, back through to where we were. Right, so we finished that one again. And then back up the last purple. Basically just going around the petals to join them up and make them into a nice neat flower shape. Right, so then we'll be on the last one. Well, not the last one, but you know, it's easy to follow back the other way. And so then for the middle one, we go back to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 beads. Oh, damn it, I forgot to, yeah, look. I went up through the top and haven't gone back down the other side, so I need to take those 15 off. Don't seem to be concentrating. Maybe it's because I'm hungry. I am hungry. I've had the baby lunch, but I didn't have any lunch myself. So, back down through those 3. Bend these as you go to make sure you get your little bit of give, so they got motion. And then, yeah. And then pick up your 15 beads. Helps if you come back down. Hopefully I'll get this finished before he makes up. He's my 5th and youngest grandson. And he's absolutely delightful and such a good baby. Easy pleasy baby. Well, all babies are hard work, but as they go, you know, he's a happy little content chap, easy to look after. Right, so then we want 1 purple, 1 yellow, 3 of your purple. Pull him down. So I've got my big hand in the way. And then up purple. Anything you haven't got a grasp on, you can always pause, rewind, go back, you know. Don't have to actually bead along in time with me either, you can keep stopping and pausing. So 1, 2, 3, and then back up through that yellow and purple. This time instead of just the purple. Back up through there, like so. That's going to make the other side of your flower. Give that a nice tug and then go down through your our petals. Those two. Up through those two. Up through the next two. So we're just going around that flower to make it nice and neat so it's all in place. And then back up the last purple and then up your 15. It doesn't matter if you can't get all the way up, go. You just go part of the way and then up the rest, it really doesn't matter. The more beads you've got, the harder it is to make it in one pass. So yeah, up through there, get a tug, and then I'm going to get back down the other way before I say another word, in case I forget again. There we go, down through there, and that is your halfway mark. So we've got 15, 12, 15, 10, no, 12. Right, let's start again because I'll confuse you now. 15, 12, 15, 12, then a 10 and a 15. So you want to work it back the other way. You want to do a 10, a 12, a 15, a 12 and 15. So you can just count the ones on these and go back. So the one beside the middle is going to be this one. That's going to be your 10. And the next one, 12. Your next one, 15. And your next one, 12. And then your last one, 15. So, I mean, I could sit here and weave the whole thing and show you, but I'm sure you can get the gist of it and take it from there. So we'll finish and then we'll come back at the end. Okay, so that's it, your earring complete. I hope that was all clear. You can make yourself a little list. So for these tails here, you've got, let's zoom out a bit. Now, yeah. Row 1 is 15, row 2 is 12, 3, 15, 4 is 12, 5 is 10, 6 is 15, 7 is 10, 8 is 12, 9 is 15, 10 is 12, 11 is 15. So those are your rows, and you can just note, you know, pause it here or freeze it or whatever and write down your numbers for your legs. So once you've followed and got the hang of doing them, you can just use your list to carry on, or you can just follow the, you know, follow along. It's up to you. Anyway, I really have to dash because I'm a little bit excited, but I'm also a bit worried. I've got a call today. There are 3 baby squirrels needing rescue. So yeah, the joy of knowing tree surgeons. So yeah, I've got to dash out and get a few things sorted for these baby squirrels, and hopefully they will be fine and survive, and I'll have some new little squirrels to show you later. So have a great day. Hope you feel inspired. Hope the tutorial was clear. Enjoy making your earrings. Go away, adapt it, make it your own. You can even change it like this one I'm about to do, which I've added a little gold bead here, and then there's going to be some gold in the, and it's a slightly different green. So yeah, just play around with it. You don't have to do it straight and short like this. You can do them, you know, the longer style like this, or, you know, it comes to a point, or you can do ones that come down, where am I, at an angle, like the, what I call angel wing style, like this. And you can do any of these kind of styles, and still have your flowers on the end and make up your own pattern as you go. So yeah, it's up to you. Anyway, I've got stash. I can see if I can rescue these. There's apparently 3 of them, so 3 new babies. Right, have fun, enjoy your beading, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial. Bye everybody, have fun beading.